We are to have the highest horror for the sin that destroys people. I should be horrified at sin. Horrified at sin. Sadly, we aren't. We pick certain sins to be horrified by also, by the way. Isn't it funny how it's always somebody else's sin struggle that horrifies me, but the sin that I struggle with, that doesn't horrify me at all. I call them the pet sins, right? I'm horrified by so-and-so's sin, but when it comes to my sin, I just kind of pet it and make nice with my sin. We should be in highest horror for the sin that destroys people. For the pride, idolatry of self, for the love of money, for the gluttony, for the indulgence in entertainment and fun at the cost of any investment in God's kingdom. Horrified at murders of babies, murders of adults, horrified at abuse of children, abuse of adults, horrified at sexual perversion, horrified at adultery, horrified at fornication, horrified at pornography, horrified at homosexuality, horrified at a transgender confusion, horrified at gossip, horrified at lying, horrified by all these things. Yes, because they all damn the soul to hell. You can be as moralistic and upstanding as you want to be and think highly of yourself that you are so great for holding such high moral standards in a degraded world, and the sin of pride has totally eaten you away and you're on the road to hell. All these things should horrify us. Yes. But here's the deal. At the very same time, and I don't mean you do this half the time and half the time you do this. This is not the point. Both of these things have to be held in perfect balance, in complete tension with one another. Both of these things at the same time for every single person. The highest horror for the sin that destroys people must be combined with a colossal compassion for the one who is lost. Did you hear me on that? There's a lot of people who want to be horrified by sin, and that's all they want to be. Oh, look at that person, look at that person, look at that sin, look at that sin. They want to be horrified by other people's sins. And there's some people that all they want to do is have compassion on everybody. Oh, well, that's okay. We just love them all anyway, right? We do. Don't get me wrong. What I'm saying to you is that biblically, both of these things have to be held in, it's like, I think the word there is hypostatic. You would think they would resist one another, but both have to be held in complete tension together at all times. Horrified by the sin that destroys people, but a colossal compassion for the ones who are lost. And that is where we have missed it. We've got churches and people today that just want to love everybody. It's the philosophy, come as you are and stay as you are. Be comfortable in your sin. And then we've got these upstanding, moral, pious, pharisaical people who want to damn everybody to hell for the sin that isn't their sin. I'm breaking a sweat. I feel like this is a Sunday morning. Is this Bible study? Or am I preaching? Technical department, they still with me? They're still with me. Listen. Do you know what the beautiful key is to all this? Both. I've learned it over the years. I have been a Christian school teacher and a principal for decades of my life. Dealt with kids anywhere from 6th grade to 12th grade. Dealt with teachers. I've been on staff in churches as youth director. I've been like an interim pastor for churches. I've been involved in leadership my whole life, Christianity my whole life. I've seen it all. And the biggest travesty, the biggest problem I believe we have is we're either all loving, no horror at sin, or we're horrified all the time and we have no compassion for the ones that are lost. And you know what Jesus was? Perfect on both. Perfect on both. You know this thing about when the woman who is caught in adultery and everybody wants to stone her, and Jesus says, whoever's without sin, cast the first stone. He's having compassion for the one who is lost. Because Jesus recognizes that all are lost. You think you're not a sinner? You throw the stone. And they think, oh, well, Jesus is so loving. He just accepts her as she is. Oh, he accepted her as she was in coming to him, but you forget what he said to her. Go. Is that what he said? Go. Go and sin no more. I love you as you are, but I can't let you remain the way you are. I love you. I have colossal compassion on you as a lost sinner, but I'm horrified by your sin because it will destroy you, and I love you. You with me?